名作「眠れる森の美女」に隠された知られざる物語が今目覚める。
Sweet Aurora, my wish is that you'll never be blue. My wish for you is that you find...
Well, well. I, too, shall bestow a gift on the child. Before the sun sets on her 16th birthday, she will fall into a sleep like death! It's so ugly, you could almost feel sorry for it.
I know you're there. Your shadow. It's been following me ever since I was small. Don't be afraid.
I am not afraid.
Then come out.
Then you'll be afraid.
Do all the fairies have wings?
I had wings once. They were stolen from me.
Bring me her head.
They told me I'm cursed. It was an evil fairy. Is that you?
マレフィセント。
Wow! Big thanks to BTT viewer Guy Solofo for pointing this trailer out to me yesterday. In Morning Movie News, Guy had written in the comment section, Grace, are you going to review the new Maleficent International trailer? Because there's a lot of new stuff in there, and boy, is there! I'm actually torn as to whether or not I should have watched this. Guy, in all seriousness, thank you for pointing this out. Professionally, from beyond the trailer, this is a trailer I want to see. This is a trailer we need to discuss, but I can see how some viewers might be like, okay, now I'm starting to see too much, which is why I put the spoiler warning in front of this video and also when I posted it to social media. But I can't unsee what I've seen. Neither can you. I apologize if you feel that you did end up seeing too much, but now that you have, let's discuss. Now, just like I'm torn as to whether or not I should have watched this trailer, I'm starting to get the feeling I'm going to be torn with the actual film Maleficent. I think there's going to be stuff in there I absolutely love and stuff I absolutely hate. So let's start with what I really like about this trailer. And I'll actually love. I really do mean it. I think there's going to be stuff that just takes my breath away. And I loved in this trailer when Maleficent walks up to Aurora's cottage in the woods. How great did that look? It looked like it came right out of the animated movie. And even though when she walked up to it, it looked like she was on a soundstage, I still loved it. And I loved that that baby smiled on cue. I don't know how they got it to do that. It looked adorable. It would melt anyone's heart. And I think that's kind of what's happening. I think it's very clear that what's happening with Maleficent is that while in the animated movie, she kind of lost track of Aurora. They were able to spirit her away and hide her in the woods. And Maleficent, only closer to the actual, deadline, realized that Aurora had been taken and sent her raven to go look for Aurora. Here we have a scenario where Maleficent is apparently much smarter and says, I'm going to keep an eye on Aurora her whole life. I'm going to watch her grow up. It's that shadow that Elle Fanning referenced in the first trailer. But here we're starting to see the ramifications of this sting that Maleficent is on, and that seems to be that she starts to really care for Aurora again, as if she were her own daughter. And I think they're going to be exploring something here. Like they also seem to be hinting at a relationship, some kind of romantic relationship with King Stefan, between Maleficent and King Stefan. We did get to finally see the Queen here. There is a Queen, so that was good to know. But it looks like maybe the Queen's going to sense some awkwardness between King Stefan and his ex-girlfriend, whose wings he apparently stole. Who knows if they actually were in love or if it was just a ruse to get those wings. But obviously that's a big catalyst here to what's happening. But I think that Maleficent decides to close herself off to the world, to be a cold, harsh, mistress of evil. But then Aurora, playing in the leaves and being just so wonderful and fun, starts to melt her heart. And maybe she does become conflicted. And they say that Angelina Jolie has confirmed that she changes the curse. That Maleficent is the one who puts in the loophole. Only true love's kiss can wake you up, because she thinks true love is a joke. But maybe we could have a Frozen thing here where it's Maleficent who wakes her up. Who knows? I think this could be really interesting. Although after Frozen, it just seemed like it was ripping Frozen off. But so I'm torn, because I really hate the idea of making it all the fault of a guy again. I mean, I gave Oz a pass, Oz the Great and Powerful. A lot of people, including my mother and my sister, were very upset that the apparent inspiration for the Wicked Witch of the West was that Oz dumped her. And I can see where people were coming from, but that does happen. People do get that angry. I mean, relationships influence life. I mean, these characters are full-blown, fleshed-out characters who have romantic lives, and romance and personal lives are very influential. So I thought that was okay, but I don't want to see that for every Disney live-action fairy tale. I think that would be ridiculous. So to have Maleficent be like an evil, as I said, an evil ex-girlfriend is, not so forward-thinking. So that's something I think I'm concerned about. I hope they can pull that off. I think it might be something that always bothers me about the movie if that's the route they go. However, this idea that Maleficent likes Aurora and maybe comes to feel for her like a daughter, I think that really plays into a lot of the hard choices that women have to make in real life. As I've talked about, with Scarlett Johansson's pregnancy, career versus family, and I think that could really be a strong emotional hook that really a lot of people, maybe even men too, can relate to. And that could make this movie truly special if it does indeed play that up. And you might say, well, that's also a female issue. Why doesn't that bother, a personal issue, why doesn't that bother you? I think it's something we don't see depicted that much in film. And you know what? While I don't always enjoy these cliches, they're stereotypes for a reason. These are actual problems that women face, and to see it explored in a high concept, fantasy setting, could be really fascinating. And so I thought that there was a lot of interesting stuff explored in Alice in Wonderland, which of course has the same screenwriter, Linda Wolverton, and I thought she did a very good job. Although remember, a lot of people walked out of Alice in Wonderland unhappy, I think, because of a lot of those female undertones and, philosophical questions about, female characters in general. And so I wonder if that might end up happening with Maleficent. But as you can see, also huge deviations from the animated movie, which I'm willing to go with the flow here and see where they take it, if they're going to maybe take it in this different direction. But as I said, I think that they're playing around with this so much that I think there's going to be a lot to take from here, and I think I'm going to love some of it, and I really do feel that some of it I'm going to wish wasn't there. So what do you think? Are you totally on board? What do you think of all this new stuff that's been revealed? Do you see the plot points, the plot coming together as I do? Are you piecing the same thing together? Or do you see maybe a different plot? Do something else come out at you? And how will you feel about Maleficent if it really is about, this idea of maybe a career woman, that woman who ends up not having a family and thinks she's okay with it, but realizes maybe she's not? And what would you think if Maleficent was the one to wake her up? Would you feel that was a ripoff of Frozen, or just reinforce the greatness of Frozen? Write your thoughts down below. Thank you for tuning in, and you can check out some more episodes right now.